Welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus. This is Will, but you may know me as Glyph Kazadi. This Dungeons & Dragons podcast may contain fantasy violence, language, and adult themes. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. As it were, now, as we move forward, if you could please not provide food or drink to Pothole, no matter what he writes on the glass. Thank you.
This is the quietest you've ever been, and I hate it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus, the most unprofessional D&D podcast you will ever hear. I, of course, am your DM, Calvin Piper, and these fine individuals who are not crazy perverts, son of a
motherfucker.
bitch!
Sorry, Dad.
What if one of these have that
Should've
just
not.
snap? Just one of these just snap and just never come back to this.
I seen you get so close, and it gets scary, but also fun. Like
it's like a weird, like, oh, what's he gonna do?
Is Calvin really mad at me?
It's like when you like provoke an animal in the wild. You're like, I can take it if it gets mad, but
Did
what if it
anyone
does?
make a joke about Calvin's last name in the previous episode or no?
What was the previous episode?
69.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go for it.
It's Piper, man.
I hardly know her.
There it is.
God.
Fuck.
These fine people play D&D with me. Tonight's prompt, my fellow
Quidditch.
That's really hard with that.
Tonight's prompt, my fellow players, is what is your favorite?
Barry.
We already did that, Barry.
No, that episode's a fever.
What is your least favorite movie? Because I learned, as of last episode, 50 First Dates is my least favorite movie. So what is your least favorite movie?
Oh shit, that's such a good question.
Wow.
My name is Michelle. I play Kenneth Quinn. I think it's The Day After Tomorrow. Oh, that was
You didn't get it.
That was the only movie I'd ever walked out of the theater on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I think it's just
What, Dennis Quaid didn't sway you with his
No,
post-apocalyptic
it was wretched. Well, to
young
be fair,
Jake Gyllenhaal?
to be fair, it was at the $2 theater, so I didn't lose much by leaving.
Yeah, you're fine.
I was like, if somebody said,
probably-
I'll pay you $2 and you can have the rest of your day back, I would have been like, yep.
Yeah, you probably avoided getting some sort of STD while you were there, too, so it was probably best.
What movie is it that I walked out of saying that sucked?
It's a great question.
My name is Matt, played TBD, Gem Draconian Fighter 10 level 10, and my answer immediately that popped in my head was The Last Airbender. The M. Night Shyamalan travesty of
like
Okay,
a
so I
Shyamalan
saw
ding-dong.
that
Yeah.
before I was aware of Avatar, like the show,
Okay, okay.
and I didn't like it still.
Oh, yeah.
And so I didn't know that it was like referring.
Better?
Yeah, that there was things being done wrong or anything like that. I was just like, this seemed like it should have been so cool, and then something
And it
didn't
wasn't.
happen. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, hello everybody. This is Drew. I play Zeph, the Draconian druid, and the movie I walked out of. So I'm going to assume that it was my least favorite because I was a teen and I paid for it. Actually, I was not a teen. I was like, what? What did you say? No, everyone will share with the class.
He made an old joke.
Was it a talkie?
I said it was a talkie.
It was a talkie. Yeah, it was the 1998 Gwyneth Paltrow version of Great Expectations.
There was a Gwyneth Paltrow Great Expectations?
Ethan Hawke, Gwyneth Paltrow.
It did not have great outcomes.
No, yeah,
Expectations.
yeah. I just felt like they promised
great
so
book.
much. Huh?
It's a
I know,
great
and
book.
like every other version of it that was ever done was good.
It was really
but
good.
It was like
All right. Good to know.
they modernized it, which is kind of weird to do to Dickens. I think.
Yeah, don't do
Unless
that.
you're just gonna not call it the same thing, like right? Scrooged is a Christmas Carol, right? It's a modernized Christmas Carol, but they called it Scrooge.
Is that kind of like Shakespeare in Love or whatever? The one with Leo?
No, because that's just like a romantic comedy version of
That
Shakespeare.
was
but
comedic.
Shakespeare in Love was not Leo. Leo did.
Yeah, Shakespeare in Love is.
He did a Romeo and Juliet, but
Race.
yes, it was a modernized version. It was
Fine.
pretty decent.
Okay.
Oh, with Leonardo
Yes.
DiCaprio and stuff?
Yeah,
He used
no,
guns to set
but
up
right,
some-
like okay, so Romeo and Juliet is like the That's fine. Shakespeare, you can
The premise of Romeo and Juliet transcends any time.
And I feel like with Shakespeare you can do that. You can
West Side
modernize
Story
it, call
is
it
like
whatever.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, there's a great tradition of doing stuff like that. So if they had called it something else, I think it might have been a good movie. But if you went expecting to see the story of great expectations, why did we go so deep? This is going to be a very serious episode, listeners. From here on in, it's extremely intellectual, erudite, if you will.
Hi, I'm Will. I play Glyph the Kazidi, male lizard folk artificer.
I hear
And
that.
so I have two answers. The first of which could cause a kerfuffle.
Okay.
Because if I see Wall-E on any screen,
I'm gonna punch
I'm
you in the
out of
face.
that
I am punching you in the
godforsaken
face.
room.
We-
Hey, where are the people?
yo,
They're fat pieces of
we've
shit
had this
in outer
conversation.
space.
We've had this
Sit a
conversation.
foot away from each other.
We've
I'm gonna
had this
break your nose.
conversation. Don't make him shit out the rest of the episode. Just acknowledge that
I
he has
didn't
a
want to
difference
talk
of
this
opinion.
episode, which
Oh,
is
right.
why I was...
We did. Thank you.
No, so...
That's a really interesting perspective.
On a
I'm,
much-
I'm hearing you.
Thanks, Drew. On a much more serious note, Spirit, the Stallion of the Cimarron.
What the fuck?
Stop.
No, I'm not joking.
So bad I didn't
Sorry.
even watch it.
So my
Don't.
little sisters played that VHS until it was
much worn
dead.
out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's the premise of this movie? I don't fucking care. It's horrid. It is a horrid film.
I love VHS
Horse.
so much.
Is what
No.
you're...
Oh, yeah.
No.
Horse.
No. No. I don't, this is not a time for jokes,
But
Calvin. We're being
we are
serious.
serious.
That's fair. That's fair.
We are serious.
This is the altar call moment, alright?
I do feel like we all deserve. Like, can we all agree that probably Human Centipede is everyone's least favorite movie?
I mean,
there
I've
you
never
go. It's
seen
not.
it, so
I can think
can't
of two
say.
girls
It's
that
not.
love Human Centipede.
It's not. It's not.
Was that another 69?
I'm not.
Wow.
We're not tearing this family
All
apart,
right.
guys. We're not
All
tearing
right,
this family
so,
apart. Let's keep going.
Hey guys, I'm Preston. I play Lucius Kane, Asmar Sorcerer.
It's the 1990
And I'm gonna say-
Gwyneth Paltrow version of X-Men.
Everyone's trying to sway Preston
Yeah.
to their argument.
All the Twilight movies.
Whoa!
Breaking Bad Part 2 fucking sucks.
Okay.
Sounds like someone is not Team Edward.
No, listen. B, Leia,
We-
I love you guys. Fuck Twilight. I hate Twilight.
Nope.
The storytelling is dog shit, and I hate that the guy imprints on an egg.
But if you watch it with the words off and you just try to like,
Then it's just a bunch of people looking like fucking angsty as shit.
it's
Why
hilarious.
don't you hold tight to the
Absolutely
premise, little
hilarious.
spider monkey?
Okay. Yeah, that's.
The premise is
Don't
fuck the
ever do
movie.
our least favorite ever.
Yeah,
again.
I'm just
too
gonna
young.
turn into
You're
some.
just-
I'm too young to get Twilight.
Did you do yours yet? No. All right, your turn. Go ahead.
So, I'm Maddie B. I play Fulgrim, the Dwarven Paladin. And one of the worst movies I've ever seen is a movie called Freddy Got Fingered. I used to love Tom Green, but there's something about that movie that was just like,
Wait, what movie
it
did you
was
say?
too
Freddy Got
stupid.
Fingered.
Freddy Got Fingered. It's literally it's the movie where he's like, Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like
Never
some
even. I thought it was a joke about
it's,
episode 69.
I mean, it's
We're
straight
going
up
back to.
like Tom Green like comedy, but it just got too stupid.
I'll
I
give
was
it a
like,
go.
I do not want. I'm not wasting my time watching the rest of this. I watched like 30 minutes of it and was like, I'm done.
Do I need to have safe search on before I select go?
Probably not.
2001, dark comedy. It got an 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
Hey,
Matt.
that's-
It's horrendous.
Wow,
Alright.
what's the lowest thing on it?
We're gonna take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and get ready for episode 70.
Christina.
Oh my god! Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron got a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. That's
Of the Godskull Chronicle.
Right
That's
there.
so hot.
That's so hot.
So the last time we were here, the party had woken up from some strange fever dream from the last episode, and had arrived at the Rove after preparing for the journey ahead and setting their sights on the goal at hand of saving the world. They finally got their meeting with the individual known as Fenno. After explaining the situation to Fenno and asking if Fenno would be willing to help them, they were given the response of a resounding no. even though they rolled a natural 20. And that is where we find ourselves tonight, with Fenno speaking their piece and explaining that that was a lifetime ago, a life I no longer live. I'm sorry, but my answer is no.
Well, that's too damn bad.
Alright, I'll respect that.
What?
What if someone else was willing to take on that mantle?
What do you mean?
I mean, if someone else was willing to accept the fate of becoming Tar.
Can it be passed on?
Yeah, can you pass your godship on to someone? I think that... I mean, I don't know. It's gods. I don't know.
Perhaps what we saw was not you accepting the powers that our friends have, but them being receptacles of yours.
You must understand. The Valenka is the extension of our powers. To bequeath what we truly are, the wholeness of us, to a mortal soul, it would destroy the individual. Me and my partners, we come from a time before time. The gods of this world have a beginning. The three of us have always existed. Before realms, before dimensions, before existences. And for years, before time was even a concept, I tried to keep the three of us together. But Rune and Maul could never see eye to eye. It was a life of constant balance. On a knife's edge, swinging this way and that. And I died to keep them from killing one another. I don't wish that fate on anything.
I can respect it.
Can you?
Though I do not understand.
Can you even begin to comprehend?
No, I can't. Why do Valenka exist then? If the gods, as they are so unwilling to try to remedy whatever, why do more and more and more and more chosen people keep on getting pumped out and murdered for it? Why do we even exist?
Because even though I hate what they are, I cannot exist without them, and they without me. So when the calamity struck and I fell, it was
Your last ditch effort? Or
it was natural. A part of me is gone from them, and they from me. It is only natural that we call to each other. Whether we know it or not, we are bound by the very rules of reality. They cannot exist without me, and I without them.
Well, I'm afraid that you said living with them was a constant balance, balancing on a knife's edge. Well, the edge of that knife and the entire blade are going to plunge into a furnace if we don't do something. It will all be destroyed.
What do you mean?
Who knows? Who knows what's on the other side? But Balefire and whoever he's in consort with are gonna change this world.
Do you... no, go on, sorry.
To the detriment of pretty much everyone.
There are some people who are hell-bent on seeing the god scar blown wide open.
Open?
Open. Called by many names, seems like. Different faces, seems like. And currently, said person sits atop of the Union. Rihan now, but Eunice at one point. And they're using Balefire, which was an old colleague of theirs, as a fulcrum to try to bust it wide open. If you sit by and do nothing, or don't help us do anything, you're just as complicit as anybody.
How dare you tell me I'm complicit?
If you don't do anything, you are.
What more would you have me do?
I don't know. Help us. You don't... help us. We're willing to do it.
I'm afraid the only other way to look at it is like this. We don't know a lot, but we're gonna do. And you don't want us doing without the knowledge that you can impart to us. That's not gonna go well.
Bingo, we're stupid.
Yep.
Bingo, we're stupid.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Do prefer ignorant, but alright.
At this point, Fenno stands up and kind of turns back to the balcony facing out into the world below and just kind of staring.
Hurls us into the void.
Start singing "When Will My Reflection Show Who I Am Inside."
Something like that.
Oh.
It's great.
This is the part where everyone freezes in place and they start their musical dialogue.
Ooh.
It's like all the best parts of Frozen, Mulan, Moana.
Empty chairs at empty
Oh,
tables.
like this.
Bread.
Hello, monsieur. My name's Kev Rush.
Bread.
Sorry.
I think I've seen my miss.
Essentially.
After a time, Fenno turns around again. In all of the years that I've lived this life, everyone that I know, everyone has been content to live their own lives, oblivious to anything else, anyone else. I've never met anyone who was willing to put aside their own goals for the sake of saving everyone else. You all consigned your friend to an unknown fate. to save the world for the greater good.
We all sacrificed a lot. I don't even know what I sacrificed. You know, how many last breaths do I have left?
It's basically like the opposite of being a god. We know that our time's limited. All we can do is what's best for the world.
I want to leave knowing that I tried.
This is all for our kin.
We're all gonna die anyway. What the fuck does it matter? Might as well give it our best. Right, pothole?
Some of us have died already and come back because we knew there was something worth fighting for.
Something kept me alive. There's a reason for it, and I aim to figure it out.
Wait, Kenneth, are we the only ones that haven't died?
Well,
Kenneth died.
I did. Before anybody else did.
It's you and me.
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought you died. You carried that dead guy for so long.
I know, I get it.
I think Pothole's been alive this whole time.
Yeah, true.
I mean, he was pretty much dead there for about a week.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
More motivational words.
Thanks, TPD.
Very well. I will accompany you to the Godscar. And we will stop this balefire. And fates help us. We will restore your world.
Alright, that's what I'm talking about. High fives all around.
Lucius just exhales for way too long.
Hey, listen, I know you're risking a lot. You're immortal. This might end that little parade for you, but we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to get to know each other. It's going to be great. Right, guys?
Yeah, I want to...
Are you telling her or trying to convince her?
Why don't you just back me up sometimes when I'm trying...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Hugs?
Fenno returns to the seat and kind of draws the plate of food they had created closer to them, but still doesn't eat it, and just kind of looks at you all.
you gonna finish that?
Yeah, you're going to eat
Is
that.
he gonna offer it to us?
Give him time.
It will take us a few days' time to reach the valley where I was wounded. You'll take a few days to prepare, and once we arrive, we will see what we can do. The valley was once known as Ignala.
Say Ignala?
Yes, the Valley of Ignala. Many, many years ago. But that time has passed. In order to restore me the essences of me and my others must be rejoined. And once the process commences, if it works the way we assumed it would, I will be restored to my previous form. And the scar will be healed across this land.
What happens to the Rove at that point?
Well, the Rove will continue to go on, as it always has.
I wasn't sure whether it's
a
part of you or...
Yeah,
No, no. The Rove is from ancient times. We may be gods, but we don't know everything.
You might be the first gods to ever say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Suddenly
won't-
They gain a new level of divinity.
You won't find that confession so easily from my partners. But nevertheless, in order to do this, we have to be able to channel the essences of myself from all of you back to me. Unfortunately, the only way to do that is... it would have to be through some sort of channel, some sort of instrument that pulls the essences from you to myself. But anything that was created prior to... It has to be an artifact that was prior to the calamity itself. Everything after that has been corrupted.
What's that pyramid you got? Is that moving off?
Pardon the airship that's flying by right now.
It's like, this is the rope.
That's why you're not eating, because you've got the wind.
So it's very, very loud and disruptive.
Gassy.
Everything that was created after the calamity is corrupt. It is not... is impure.
Mm-hmm.
The magics themselves falter from time to time. It is a infection of the world itself. So whatever thing we use, whatever instrument we find, has to be something that was made long before the calamity began, made of ancient magic, of pure magic, and pure earth, and pure intellect.
I don't have any of that.
I think I'm pretty out of those.
So
as
the
well.
pyramid's not going to cut it, no?
I show him the metal, whatever the pyramid's made out of.
Unfortunately,
That would be very convenient.
anything that is in those ruins, while older than the calamity, was intentionally destroyed and dismantled by the one who tried to kill me.
And who was that? Because in the visions we saw a different party, like inciting the arguments between your siblings or your partners. Do you know? Do you have any clue who hurt you?
One of my siblings, Maul, was trying to once again prove their might over Rune. I thought it was going to end like any other argument where I separated them and set right the balance once again. But Maul had something. An artifact I had never seen before. He was going to use it against Rune. And I could tell whatever it was going to utterly destroy him. So I stepped in to stop the madness, stop the fighting. And it nearly killed me. Left me wounded beyond repair. And that is how I came to be what you see before you now. A fragment of what I am. The artifact was given to Maul by an archdemon.
Levistus.
Yes.
Nice one.
Nice pull.
A demon that sought to elevate themselves above the hierarchy of the Nine Hells and establish themselves in a position even to the point of being a god like us, but...
Is it a robe?
I'm sorry?
What, a robe? Oh.
No. The artifact that they used was designed specifically by Levistus and whatever other constituents that they had. Created by them specifically to hurt us in a...
Do you think this is the item that perhaps we saw our friend get bestowed with in that painting?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
There was people many, many years ago who were sent down into the belly of the world to retrieve this item, though they did not know it. My partner Rune actually tried to help one of them, give them abilities, powers. They didn't know what they were pulling up, but once they did, those who sided with Levistus quickly set upon it. I don't remember much after that. But whatever item we use has to be something that is not that was built with malice and intent. Whatever we use has to be something that was made long before the times of the calamity.
DM,
Yes.
would Lucius know the time frame of Lord Farai? Like, would he know that if his inventions and all that predated?
They do not.
They do not?
They do not.
Okay, just making
Nope.
sure.
Lord Farai was after the calamity.
Alright.
I'm gonna make a history check.
Or either right before, or it's a little fuzzy, but it's either during, right before, or right after. It's not...
not clear.
What Ta is describing is it has to be something that was made before any of
Primordial.
this. Like, almost primordial. Like, early civilization style stuff. Yes.
The kind of thing that Cliff would think about with a 24.
Didn't count was in the box. Yeah, 24 is
With
it.
a 24 history check, nothing you know of or have ever heard of across your life comes to mind. But a fairly recent thing does pop into your head.
Okay.
Concerning a dwarf.
Oh shit, don't you have like an old hammer or something you're supposed to go find?
Oh shit.
Oh shit, you do have an old hammer you're supposed to go
I mean, I don't know much about it, but I didn't assume it was made beforehand, but Fulgrin's hammer.
No, I mean, if that's like a pre-calamity thing...
So
that's
your
pretty cool.
hammer? No.
No, like first gen. Like,
Great.
The first Fulgrin.
yeah, like 8-bit Thulgrin.
Great pappies.
Fulgrin the Hammer Lord.
That'd be a great title, episode 69.
I mean, I've been searching for that for a long time. Other than that mural depicting it, we've not seen it.
But do you know where we... Oh, yeah, that was a stupid question, and I was going to say where can we find it, but if you have
Where is it? Well, then we'd already
I've been on a search my entire life to try to find that, and I've yet to come across it.
Find what?
His hammer.
Thulgrin's hammer.
What did your visions tell you of the hammer?
The vision, all I just saw was a party in my vision with a dwarf wielding the hammer, but that was all it really told me of that, and I was able to kind of piece together that was likely the hammer that I'd been searching for.
And what happened to your grandfather?
my grandfather set off with a party.
Great-grandfather?
It would have been my
Great-grandfather, sorry.
Yeah.
That was-
Fulgrin the First, or Fulgrin the Hammerlord. And set off with a party. But after that, the story's a bit fuzzy.
So he set off with the party. Didn't know what he was searching for. Was granted some special powers, maybe?
Essentially, yeah. There were things that were happening, and
Did Rune send him on this quest?
I think we're going to send him on a Skype, not a quest.
that. Can I make a history check to see if I've
Make a history
known
check.
that?
Yeah, make a history check.
Oh. First roll of the new dice.
Oh, those are new dice.
17.
Ooh.
Not wretched.
The stories of Thulgrin the Hammerlord. All you know is that the last that was ever known of him was that he was in an adventuring party, and the last he was ever seen was right before the calamity of the Godscar, and then after that he was never seen or heard from again, and his hammer was lost.
Hammer's lost. The party was gone. It's just like.
So we wouldn't even know where to start.
To find that hammer, I like I said, I've been searching my entire life, and while I'm not an old dwarf, I've been around for a few hundred years, and I've not found it yet. And the first little bit of anything that I found was when I saw that mural depicting it. And even
What's
then,
it called again?
it's just Thulgrin's hammer.
Hmm.
He didn't have a name for it.
So we need an ancient artifact.
Olda, do you know where Thulgrin's hammer is? Over.
I mean, there's
Repeat your last. Over.
there's potential
Thulgrin's
that
hammer? Do you
maybe
know where it is? Over.
someone.
Who are you looking for? Over. Wait, I don't know how this works.
We're looking for Thulgrin's banner. Over.
What?
No,
are you
Thulgrin's hammer.
Who are you
over.
talking to?
Thulgrin's mom.
Okay, let him finish the story before you interrupt him. Good God.
There's a
DM, you
potential.
need to say over when you're done speaking. Over.
I'm about over this.
There's a
Over.
there's a potential that maybe we might be able to talk to somebody that's been around longer, or somebody up high back home that
Like
might.
maybe your mum.
I'm not even sure how Fulgrin's hammer. I know that the hammer was made because of a vision that the Allhammer gave the king at the time.
Okay.
I'm not sure how it was made. There may be more history back home in
Okay.
the mountain that
Could we?
I'm not sure about.
Is this something more we could find out with like a sending spell, as opposed to having to go? You're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like, if there's one person we was to have a conversation with,
I would say probably
you know how
Nene might, but in all honesty, if there's with information, especially like that, it would be like Nene or maybe even the king. The king's probably privy to all information.
Doesn't the king
And maybe
wear-
knows a little more of the history of things than I. But Nene may know as well some information.
Doesn't the king himself wear an artifact that's ancient and powerful?
Oh, you're talking about the Puritans' belt of chastity.
He couldn't have used that.
He had some armor that was similar to the stuff that.
So, all the pieces that were made, there were 4 different tribes of dwarves. The king was given at the time a vision, sleeping one night, that they were to build 4 different parts of this armor. I don't know if some of the other armor is there in some sort of keep, but there was a helm made by one part of the tribe, armor made by one part of the tribe, hammer made by one part of the tribe, and I believe the other one was a shield.
So what if we
all
just
those
found one
things
of
were
those
all those things were made beforehand. They may be. I don't know. I don't believe the king daily wears that.
But he might have it. We might be able to
There
get
may
it.
be a keep or something that has
But
that
what if
stuff.
the king has the hammer?
I'm just not privy to that. I don't. That I mean,
Master
if
Dwarf.
the hammer came back and he kept it a secret, I suppose that could have happened. But I've never heard something
Master
like
Dwarf.
that coming back. Might be.
You say these artifacts were made by your ancestors.
They were.
The first of the dwarves.
That's correct.
Those could be old enough to do what needs to be done. You say your ancestor had the hammer before he...
After the...
Great, this episode just got taken off Spotify.
Just, yeah, now we got demonetized.
That was like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
After the calamity of the God Scar, the party and all knowledge to that I've been privy to just disappeared when it came to the hammer.
Then it would stand to reason that the last known location of the hammer could very well be in the Valley of Ignala.
Could be there.
And if it is...
At least it's not playing music.
Oh, the rove's laying on the brinks.
We're slowing down. We're making a little bit of a descent due to the weather. You have to-
Who knew the Rove had a J-break?
It's a big. It has to. Yeah, it has to slow down a little bit. Yeah, it's gotta have ways.
Wild Magic School Bus is stopping to get some gas.
Yeah, we're parking real quick. Hang on, there, guys. That is funny. During the ad breaks, I do use like a truck's or a bus stopping and starting to like break up the ad stuff. So yeah, it is on. It's on par. It's on brand.
Yes, it is quite
Ad stuff, I
possible
told you
it's
was making
there.
money. So much money.
As far as the other parts of that armor, it could be back home in a keep.
Well, if time is of the essence, then we must pray that the hammer is there.
I mean,
I must-
I've been searching this for my entire life. That hammer, it's part of my family. We've all, ever since it just disappeared, we've all been looking for it aimlessly for our entire lives.
Oh, aimlessly,
Again.
that's the problem. Sounds like we've got a name,
It's
a target.
I mean, when it's aimlessly because trying to find any information after the calamity about anything that happened was very difficult.
We've got a god who was there.
So,
What do you know about the hammer? Or Thorgrim the First?
I know that there were several individuals that were a part of the first party that drew the artifact out of the artifact that wounded me out of the world. And if what he says is true, his ancestor died at that spot at the Valley of Ignala. And if that is the case, that is where you would find the hammer. At the place where we must go to restore me.
The last known place where Thorgren and his hammer were seen.
Yes.
Are we gonna have to fight like an evil version of like your grandpa?
I would sure hope not, because if the stories I do know about my great grandfather, he was quite the strong dwarf and had quite the constitution.
Yeah, you know, it's never helpful to compare yourselves with others. It's really you that you want to be, comparing yourself.
Well, I mean, like, I can compare 6 of us versus 1 of him, and we can just jump the shit out of, like, the legendary guy. I mean, what is 6 legends jumping 1 legend?
I mean, who says we're not legendary is my point.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like you never really have the right perspective on
like,
your own abilities.
Like, this guy tanked a Finger of Death.
Did you say tainted Finger of Death?
Tanked one. Because he's...
I'm not hearing
He's a
you
big
right.
tank. Of blood. I don't know. I'm just trying to do a compliment. I'm bad at it.
You've given me so much.
Just leaving the gas station.
Yeah, we're leaving the gas station, guys. It's ambient. We'll put this all in post. So that's what we're doing. We're talking as if no sound is going on, and I'm adding it all in post right now. You've given me quite a bit to consider. Prepare yourselves. We will be at the valley within a week.
Scrying out here on a 6 more time.
Hey, Lord Tiralith, just out of curiosity, how old are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Are you one of these ancient things we're looking for? I'm doing this all psychically. Like,
Oh.
how long have you been a sword, or how long has the sword been there?
I was alive over 1,000 years ago, I would assume, based on your people's timelines. However, I died after the calamity. You see, the Fallen Fathers was a recent destruction in my time. So, I went to see if I could find injustice in the ruins, and died, unfortunately.
Tough.
Before my soul was imparted to the sword. So no, I don't think I meet the qualifications of this fine individual's prerequisites.
Were you turned into a sword, or were you put into a sword?
My soul was imparted into my sword. The sword you're holding is the sword that Lord Tiralith wielded against all injustices in his time.
Okay.
And then I died, and there was a spell cast upon it that pulled my soul into it.
The biggest injustice.
Just checking. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How do you feel about the working class?
Now let's talk about blue collar.
You're not trying to unionize, are you? Whoa.
Union bust!
Unions are unjust.
Giving the common man a voice? Why would I have one if they need one?
I speak.
Why do I need to talk if they have a voice? Okay. So,
I missed that part of the Lorax. I'm the Lorax and I speak for the tree. Shut your mouth.
That's pretty good, actually. I like that. That's good.
Alright, inspiration, yeah.
All right. Time moves forward. The days begin and end. And the entire time, you all look towards the ever-growing darkness that spreads before the land.
Uh-oh.
That's not
this
good.
place known as the Valley of Ignala, what you know as the Godscar. The roiling darkness that covers the topography, the foreboding feelings that emanate from it. None of you have ever been close enough to even interact with this place, let alone see it from more than several miles distance. But you can't shake the feeling of just doom and dread that befalls your bodies as you make your way closer and closer, even from this distance. And as the days go on, you can feel that energy passes to everyone on the Rove. The jovial kind of devil-may-care personas that people have on this place slowly begin to fade away like color off of paper as the sun kind of leaches it. It just fades as the days go on. The Rove slowly, unabashedly moves closer to the Godscar. And on the 8th day of travel, you guys wake up in the morning to the worst feeling that you've ever experienced. And as all of you silently, individually make your way back to the dome, just on instinct alone, you find Ta standing there on the precipice, the Gear King beside, having a conversation. Robinson is there as well, and a few others. But the Rove is now positioned close to the ground. And about a quarter mile away, the tree line, the grasslands, the mountainsides disappear into the thick darkness of the Godscar. You all begin to gather, shake hands, say your goodbyes. Well wishes are dispensed, but not heartily felt. And one by one you descend the Rove back down to the plains of Taurunmal. And with one last look at the Rove, Ta turns their head to the Godscar and begins to walk towards it. Do you all follow suit?
Absolutely.
That's you have an option.
Yes.
You're
We're
out.
having a good time on the Rove, honestly.
Yeah.
We run ahead of him.
Can you tell me what information Zeph did get while trying to scry Ohiana and Doofus during that period?
Only thing you found out is that Okiana has a calf tattoo.
Yeah.
Butterfly.
Butterfly kisses.
I mean, by the description of Oyama.
Okay.
Butterfly on a cat.
I'm going to... Would you like... Yes, this. Would you like me to roll multiple times for these? Or would you like one roll for each and I can give you information based on those rolls?
That.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I rolled Balefire's first. Balefire rolled a 6. So you are able to scry on Balefire.
Wow.
Woohoo.
As you scry one of the knights,
Bale Scryer.
That's what happened the last time.
your vision is able to pierce the moonlight and find him. On the night that you scry Balefire, you find him setting alone on a plain of ice. The cold kind of sweeping the wind, kind of making small drifts here and there. Balefire sits with a traveling cloak wrapped around him, sitting near a small fire that burns. And the entire time you watch him, the only thing you see or hear is Balefire silently rock back and forth and utter the phrase, "I'm not a monster." Never once changing to cover his shoulders better, never once pivoting to avoid the icy winds. He just sits there for the whole 10 minutes that you scry. And just repeats over and over, I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster. On the night that you scry Ohiana, your vision goes out more tentatively. Maybe an apprehension of what you'll find. And as your mind extends and you reach out to try to anchor on to the familiar pull that your spell anchors to, you find that you cannot anchor to Ohiana. But not in a lost sense. In a sense of somebody or something stopped you from doing it. Now, you've never scried on anything not living. But from what you understand of your magic and what it is capable of, you feel pretty confident that as long as a creature or a thing is still part of this world and the nature of it, that you could find it, as long as it fails your saving throw. Dead things you wouldn't be able to touch. And while you weren't able to touch Ohiana, it wasn't that you couldn't at all. It's that you couldn't at that moment.
Find her presence, but not...
You couldn't see it. And that leaves you with more questions than answers, to be sure. Definitely something to consider as time goes on. One by one, you all make your way, with many thoughts on your mind, into the Godscar. And as you step past the rolling blackness of this place, you kind of tense up as apprehension sets in, walking through what you would assume is like smoke. This thick, kind of wavy, kind of vapor that kind of rolls off the ground and obscures your vision. You step into the mist right behind Ta, one by one. And as you do, your vision immediately goes dark as the blackness around you swirls with a semblance of light here and there, but mostly just envelops you in pure darkness. The feelings of dread that you encountered as you got closer and closer begin to slowly feel like they're suffocating you, to the point where it's hard to breathe in some instances. I'd like everyone to go ahead and make a charisma saving throw for me.
Charisma.
New school.
Ooh, plus 0.
No, let's do 20.
Yeah, you know mine's in there.
Everyone, natural 20 now.
Or go down the line and. See
Is
what
this
we
a
got
group one or
here.
individual?
No, this is individual. Individual.
You know, it's
Oh,
something.
finger sorcerer.
It's probably gonna fail,
Okay.
but not as bad.
Not as worst.
11.
Get it. 11.
Should I use my hand?
A 2.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it might be important.
7.
7.
Hey, single digits.
Oh, I got 19.
19.
I don't know if I want to re-roll this, but
It's up to you.
it'd be funny if the 3 draconian people.
Yeah.
2.
A 2.
Yeah, there it is.
Let's go.
23.
With all powers
23.
combined, we still don't pass.
We drop to our knees.
Draconian
Hey,
power
Cal.
outage.
Yes.
Draconian power outage.
What is the DC?
That's a great band.
1.
I'm just actually.
Are you trying to use favor of the
yeah,
gods?
if I have to, because
That's
I
up,
can do
that is
going to
that is
tell
up
you.
to you. I cannot tell you
Paladin, is there anything you can do to give
Alright.
us?
unless it tells you
Wait,
specifically
do
that
we
you
get
can.
any bonuses
let
or
me see.
anything by being
Shaving
near
throw.
you?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
if I fail.
If you fail,
If I fail.
then you did fail.
Okay, then I will pop.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
19.
Yeah,
I
feel
rolled
like we
I rolled
did
an 8
something like
and plus 11.
charisma with
Sure,
you
so.
around
You
or
failed?
something. I could be
Yeah, I
wrong
did.
though.
I did.
I mean, my charisma
Woo!
is
Wow.
Plus
very
8,
high.
27.
27.
I can roll 2 4s and a 2d4.
Yeah, you succeed.
I'm really favored by the gods right now.
Okay, we get it. You're holy.
Good for
Better than
you.
now.
I remember the last time I was favored by the gods. I came back from death itself, but good for you.
No big deal.
Plus 0, so I have to get a 20.
Oh my gosh, the Royals are so bad at baseball.
As you all step through the darkness, the dread settles on all of you, and some of you are able to just kind of refocus your minds. You, at one point, Lucius, are feeling the dread kind of creep into your very being, and at the last second you glance up and you can see for a second Ta through the darkness, and your mind kind of locks onto that,
Hold on.
and you're able
I
to
don't-
just kind of breathe and like,
I found it. I don't know if this makes any difference.
Okay.
I was looking on your sheet. It's called Aura of Protection. So while you are conscious, you grant all friendly creatures, including you within 10 feet, a +3 bonus to all saving throws.
Oh no.
They're all
That's pretty
fails. It's all fails.
Sure, but I
Does
don't know
that-
if it makes
Yeah. No,
does that? What does that make yours?
14.
Yeah, still not enough.
Okay.
Oh, hold
Yeah,
on,
I
but
feel-
hear me
I
out
feel
though.
the
What about a
19s.
5?
What about a 5?
What do you mean? What about a 5?
What a 5?
What does a 5 bring you
Oh,
up to?
A 14
No,
doesn't.
I
A 14 doesn't
my-
pass, but does a
Sure.
5 pass?
No, 5 does not pass.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
I'm in the upside
Did
down.
not
right?
realize that I was going to see the,
wait, if that,
the penny
hey,
on
Cal-
the
hey,
train
Cal,
tracks.
Yes.
If that's the case, would I be within 10 feet of him, and would have that taken me over the fail
Was it
threshold?
21?
It was originally 19, so +3 would be 22.
22. That does exceed.
So I can take. Can I take it back? Can I take it?
No,
Sure.
you were really
I will let you take it
Yeah,
back.
remember Mr. Flavored by the Girds?
Matt is stun locked there staring at a sheet like, what the hell is this?
It's under features and traits.
I'm looking.
Yeah, okay.
incredible.
I have an aura about me?
A stank of protection.
Yeah.
Ooh, protective skank.
For the rest of you,
Not skank. She's different.
Yeah.
We love her.
Including Pothole, yeah. We're just gonna make it canon that all.
and Kenneth.
Oh, she
Yeah.
felt it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are you a lizard?
No.
Maybe deep down.
Maybe.
she's a lizard, Harry.
She's eaten enough
She's a
lizard.
lizard hair.
I do like bacon and
The
sauce.
dread takes over you, and for a moment, your very will kind of leaves you, and any thoughts of success or survival or just getting out of here at all leave your body. The 5 of you, including Pothole, are now corrupted.
Nice.
What?
Can't resist that. Dang it.
Wait, resistance to
I'll
corrupt.
pickpocket you.
Yes, it's right here. Resistance to
Oh,
corruption.
God.
Where is it?
This is it's not a normal
Okay.
D&D mechanic.
Oh.
This is
Hey, you nerd.
essentially a bastardized type of Bane, to where now you must add a D4 to every roll that you make
And subtract it?
and subtract it.
You better
Motherfuck.
be blessing everything.
I got
Yeah,
weighted
you'd
one.
have to bless to counteract that.
So that's just as a note. And
And
I will
guide
say, for the sake of, if you do cast Bless, because I believe somebody does have that ability, if you do cast Bless,
It'll just cancel it out?
It just cancels it. It does not be like, oh, roll.
Yeah,
'Cause that's,
I was-
we're not
I was
doing
like-
that.
It's rollies
That's
then.
We're not doing 2d4
Subtract one from the other one.
and subtract one from the other one. Give me the total. Add that to
Yeah.
I feel like I could use a little guidance on myself. God.
So guarded mind doesn't help me at all.
Guard Mind does not help you at all.
Never
As
been able
you
to
all make your way
Something.
deeper into this place, you rest from time to time. It's hard to see, but once you pass through, after a few minutes of walking through this this fog or smoke or whatever it is, you step out into a world that you can see. This place is dark and overcast. The sun does not shine, but gives kind of a sickly glow to everything around you. The ground itself, while still growing vegetation and life of a semblance, is all brown and gray and black. There's no green here. There's not even the sound of creatures. It is quiet. No wind. Nothing but the sound of your own breath and hearts and footfalls. Ta continues to march forward, never taking their eyes off the direction. And as you all bed down for the first evening, sleep comes to you in some way, shape, or form, but so do dreams, and not pleasant ones. The second day arises. As far as you can tell, the dark never really leaves this place. And as it continues, you guys make your way for another day's journey, moving along silently, doing whatever it is you need to do. Day 2 comes and ends. On the third day, you all continue to travel. Your body's weary from the constant marching, but your mind's even more so from just the feeling of dread and despair that just never goes away. Even Ta has not spoken in the time.
They're corrupting it.
This is corrupted music too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the time that this happened, Ta has maybe said a dozen words.
We're good.
As at the end of the day, well, about midday you would assume, you all begin to walk around a bend, a little bit of a cliffside on one side of the path that you all are walking on, and you find yourselves in an opening, a vast opening. And for the first time, you can see that there is a semblance of what used to be life. A large building sets off to one side, kind of butted up against the base of this cliffside. There is what looks to have been carts at one point. There are crates and barrels that have long since decayed. There look to be skeletal remains of a horse or a cow or something like that. The other thing you do see around here as well are several bodies. Most of them decomposed. Anything that was with them long since faded into nothingness. But about a dozen or so bodies strewn about this place. This place looks like it had some sort of an encounter or a battle at some point. There is destruction. There looks to be scarring in the earth and in the cliffside itself. The place even has a smell of death too, almost as if time itself has kind of stopped here and held this horrific scene in eternity. In the very center of this, you guys have seen this as you have walked this entire time, but everywhere you walk, you can see this amalgamation of the purple and black crystals growing from stone, from plants, even the ground itself. You see tree branches that twist and curl with veins of this crystal embedded in it almost. And here is no exception. In fact, here it's even more so. There are several large chunks, larger than you guys are, that jettison out of the ground. Some of them lay shattered and broken, others still lay buried deep in the soil. But they are here. And as you guys kind of take in this scene of destruction and chaos from many, many years ago, need a perception check from anybody who's walking around here.
Yeah, that's a nat 20 for a total of 28.
D4.
Everybody.
Minus a D4. I am so sad. 27.
16.
Kenneth, you
16.
Kenneth, you look out into this place, kind of taking in the chaos of this as Ta has kind of stopped for a moment and is kind of taking it in, but also seemingly distracted by this. And as you're watching, your eyes kind of flit to everything, taking it all in, kind of doing what it does automatically. Suddenly your eyes come upon a chunk of crystal, and embedded in that crystal, gleaming against all odds, a hammer.
Like a ball peen.
Looks like it's dwarven.
Is that what I think it is?
You don't see it. I'm not going to tell you. No kidding.
That couldn't be it. Too easy.
Nah, too
Ignore it.
easy. Keep moving.
You know,
Children, that there might be what you're looking for, but I'm not going to try to pull it out. That doesn't seem right, does it? Go on, try it.
guidance.
Check for traps.
Alright.
Is this like one of those you gotta be worthy to pull it kind of thing?
He's worthy. He's already Thulgrim.
TBD pulls it out. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pretty easy to
someone
lift.
do it.
It's like a vision moment. It's like, hey, do you want this?
Tabiti's worthy?
Taylor gets jealous, cuts in half.
Here's the thing.
Oh, please pick it up. I need this. I'm not feeling great about this
I
situation.
know, I feel kind of queasy.
I want to pick this up, but it's inside this shard, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You guys had more interaction with this than I have, and everything that happened with Balefire. I'm about to grab.
can pick it up,
If I'm
you'll be
about
okay.
to grab this hammer and break it out of this, and am I gonna turn into Balefire?
I got you.
No, hey,
You're
listen.
fine,
I
you
can
can
say
pick it up.
I can tell you with 100% certainty you'll be fine.
You'll be fine either way.
I can tell you with 100% certainty that we will kill you, worst case scenario.
Yeah, for
Worst
sure.
case scenario, I will heal you. You are fine. You can grab it.
Kenneth.
No, worst case scenario, he dies.
Yeah, worst case scenario, we're asking you 5 questions in 2 minutes.
Who has that? Who has that?
Worst case scenario, I finally
Very
got a
arbitrary.
20 in tier list.
That's just the new D&D way of saying I'm going to kill you. I'm about to ask you 5 questions, you're going to shut the fuck up.
Listen, I'm gonna guide you.
Yeah.
Here.
Alright. I guess I'm gonna take one of my hammers and try
Where's
to
someone?
break the shard that has the hammer in it.
It's not fully encased in the shard.
Got fucking sticking out by the handle.
Yeah, it looks like someone swung the hammer into it and like if you swing into like, I don't know, snow
Excalibur,
or
that
something.
shit.
Like
Alright.
it's not like deep in the shard. It's just like someone struck it and it's like kind of stuck in, like lodged in there.
Alright.
That's all. That's what it looks like.
I'm gonna go then and grab it by the handle and try and pull it out of the shard.
Your hands are trembling as you grab this hammer. Your mind is racing about the implications of what this is and what it could be. Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Is the
have a
handle
D4.
metal?
Here you go.
I believe so, yeah.
That's a joke. Heat metal. No,
Damn it, I was about to say that.
No shot.
It's
Wait,
so
what is
hot!
it? Hold on.
It's a 1.
Luck. I
It's
got
a-
you, bud.
Was it a 1?
Yeah.
It was a nat one.
Come on, luck.
The hammer breaks. What?
Hammer shatters.
Just pull the handle out.
Oh, I thought you rolled another one, man. I got scared for a second.
Oh.
And you were guided, right, too?
Yeah.
Oh,
he has a
so it just
D4.
cancels out. Okay,
Oh
okay.
no, he saved.
He's fine.
Oh, then add a D4.
Yeah, you all got to keep track of this. I'm not
I
keeping
know,
track
we're
of who's
trying to,
cursed and
we're
who's
trying
not.
to, that's
Yeah, no worries.
Why
We'll
you keep track of
track.
yourself
track.
over there, DM?
There you go.
It's always better
better
to
in
try
the
it.
tray.
Flash of genius, add 5
That'd
to
be a
it.
24.
Never mind.
Four.
Again,
I rescind my
again
flash
as a
of genius.
joke. Moonlight. Moonbeam. He just,
Dancing in the
radiant
moonbeam.
flames. Just like, oh!
And he's vulnerable to that, so that's great.
Oh no!
And he has protection with evil on the hammer.
Turn on dead.
Fulgrin, you reach out and grab the hammer.
Everyone plays practical.
And with the strength of all doors before you, you
A little help from
pull a hammer out with a
Draconian.
resounding ring
And ask what I was like.
No,
from the hammer being pulled. And you look down and you see your family's crest pressed into the head of this hammer. This is Thulgrin's hammer.
I just kind of fall to my knees and just sit there and look at it, not thinking that this moment was ever going to happen. And then I'm going to turn back to them and basically say, this was Thulgrin's. This is Thulgrin the Hammer Lord's hammer.
Yeah, bud, we knew it was your hammer.
Always great.
Are you getting another
Until
name?
he pulled it and saw the crest.
Hey, do you think your dad's proud of you now?
What's that sound?
I mean, I can only hope.
Oh, cool.
What's that sound?
Guys,
The crack
Can I hear
along the
this?
shard that he
Yeah.
pulled it out of.
Put it back, put it back, put it back. No,
No,
Keep
don't put
going.
it back. Run.
Can I?
As it cracks, you all turn to see it.
an ancient purple.
The shard explodes outward. You all begin to you all cover your faces, shield your eyes from the explosion of debris that flies out in front of you.
Why'd you pull the hammer?
As the dust settles for a moment, you all look up and can see that pulling itself out of the ground,
What the hell?
there is a massive
Stephen Curry.
creature. This creature raises itself up, its body an amalgamation of bone and shards of crystal. As its head swings down and looks at you, it unfurls its massive skeletal wings
No shot.
Does it look friendly?
and
Hey, we got a new
roars
ally.
into the night. You have awakened the corrupted dragon.
Ah!
Can you
That,
me high?
and that
Thank you.
is where we are going to leave you all tonight.
Can't wait for him to be on our side. We're lizard people.
With the second to last episode of the Godscar Chronicles culminating
No, really?
in the grand battle
Stop.
between the corrupted dragon and United Indifference.
Wait.
Nice.
Oh, and you all are level 12.
Level
That's two levels.
Aren't you,
That's two levels.
What?
aren't you already 11?
Shut up, shut
Wait,
up.
aren't you already 11?
No, we're only
Yeah.
We've been saying
Yeah, not
I'm confused.
Don't
I'm
take
said
some
it.
so
backsies.
confused. I'm
You
so
said
confused.
it.
11.
No,
backsies!
I'm taking it back.
take these backsies,
I'm
it's
taking
12.
back.
Michelle,
It's a
don't let
nice,
him take it back.
even number.
I'm taking backsies. You're 11.
already
Michelle, don't
input.
let him take it.
Already
Nope.
input.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can't lower
You
your
are
level
level-
once you raise it. You know how that
You
works.
can raise your stuff
Bro,
to
one
our
more
level.
levels
Oh.
at ASI though.
A level's not going to save you from this. Trust me. It's just make you feel better.
Yeah,
so you're
it
11.
will make
You'll be
me-
12 after this battle.
You're
for
right. I
sure.
do feel better. You're right.
No, you'll be 12 after this battle. It's 11 now.
Oh, good. As
This
a
is the
ranger.
end.
So let
I
it be
did-
written. So let it
Doesn't
be
matter if
done.
I'm 12 afterwards.
That's what I'm saying.
D&D
Jesus.
guys
This is
doesn't
the
want me
final
to do it.
battle.
Yeah, no,
So-
it does want you to do it. Just say yes and go with it.
So are you sure? And I said no, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you are sure. Until we meet again, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll see you all next time
I'm
on
not
One
gonna
Make
say
School
goodbye.
Bus.
I'm not gonna say goodbye. I'm not saying.
Good night,
Say
everybody.
goodbye.
I'm not gonna say
Bye,
goodbye.
guys.
You just did.
I'm not saying.
We're level
Goodbye.
12.
11.
Thanks for listening to the Wild Magic School Bus. I hope you had as much fun listening as we do making this for you. You can catch new episodes each Monday on whatever podcast platform you use, and while you're there, leave us a review if you want. It actually helps us out a lot. We've got the socials too. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wild Magic Pod or on Reddit at r/wildmagicschoolbus. Either way, stop by and say hello. We're always happy to meet new friends, and you may even get a shout out on the pod. See you next time.
To answer my own question, I will be really bummed when Clint goes.
Although, if he writes another movie where his 90-year-old self has a threesome, I'm probably gonna stop watching.
Wait, what?
In the Mule, Clint Eastwood.
Of course,
$55,000 is all it takes.
Is that
Is
all?
that a threesome with Clint Eastwood?
Oh no, Drew! I didn't touch it.